Nice.
Inside Inclusive Fitness in Roxbury,
so we're going for 9 total.
You won't find the fancy lights and loud music common to big-name gyms. No slamming of the weights either. You will find a calm commitment to building confidence.
We don't have music going on all the time. We put films on the windows so that light can come in, but there's no stimulus. We chose colors specifically that are calming, very different from your typical gym.
Greg and Christina Austin opened the facility last year, inspired by their shared love for physical fitness.
We actually met in a gym. I asked her for a spot and she fell for it.
And their love for their 15-year-old son, Lucas. He is thriving as he lives with autism. The Austins noticed that staying active helped both his emotional and physical well-being. And after his first triathlon,
he was packing up all his things and he said, "I can do anything." And it's a motto that we've carried forward ever since. The sense of pride and accomplishment that he felt in completing that with us has carried forward to this day.
The Austins tell us there are many programs designed to help neurodiverse individuals, but few gyms designed with sensitivities in mind.
There's different programs that are great, but they're usually short-lived or they're specific to a sport. And that isn't always appropriate for neurodiverse people.
I'm always really excited when I get here.
Families here work together. Cheryl Kyra enrolled her daughter Jordan after seeing a simple word with so much meaning.
I hear inclusive and my ears pop up like, ooh.
She wasn't quite sure it was a fit. Jordan has Down syndrome, but turns out it was more than a match.
It was beyond anything I can imagine. Like, I expected her to be able to do some things, but he got her to do things that and they were regular exercises.
So one of the things that we've built into the business is giving people their own voice. And once an athlete finds that they are capable, then they can accelerate their fitness level. They can find out how to apply strength training to other modalities.
Presuming confidence allows these athletes to
raise the bar.
Finding their voice in a gym, in an environment where they can grow, isn't just about fitness.
We're not here just to get big or to run faster. We want this to translate into real life. Functional skills like working in the garden, going to the workplace.
Seems Lucas isn't the only one expressing his abilities through sport.
If I can do it, you can do it.
It's a game of strategic contemplation that has brought together players for more than 1,500 years. Though the origins of chess are unknown, by one measure, more people compete at this checkered board than any other sport in the world.
You can bring your knight here, see?
Kavashri Malana knows more about this game than most. She is one of New England's top chess players, currently the highest-rated female in New Hampshire. She has an expert-level rating from the United States Chess Federation.
Probably I was around six and a half. I saw my mom playing chess with my aunt, so I picked up the basics from her.
From the basics to winning competitions in her home country of India. When she found herself in the States working as a software engineer, co-workers, mystified by the game of strategy, asked for lessons. That set her on a path from student of the game to teacher.
A lot of creativity and imagination come into play. That's how every game is unique. Chess is a combination of science, art, and it's a sport.
Chess a sport?
It's a sport because we have a win, we have a loss, we have draw. When people think it's a slow game, they're very wrong. And every second, constantly mind is at work and we are racing against the clock.
Kavashri teaches children and adults the game virtually and in person. She says the chess helps to develop concentration, decision-making skills, and confidence. But it was a moment in India when she saw a player with cerebral palsy being carried into a tournament. That inspired her to form her organization, Celestial Minds, and a program called Express Through Chess.
We sponsored children who are specially abled to go out and play more tournaments.
The idea is to build a bridge to the community that naturally develops when two people sit down in competition and reach those who otherwise struggle to find ways to communicate. Kavashri funds and runs programs for children in India who had very little socialization outside of a screen.
All the girls are from a tough background, struggling background, and they are all hearing impaired. No one can talk. They just watch TV. Now they have this game. We initiated this chess classes for them. They play, and in fact they are much stronger.
Chess is a game that enhances the mind and body and gives players of all abilities a place of belonging.
And that's checkmate.
And back to inclusive fitness, the Austins have plans to expand in the future. They hope to open locations in other communities outside of Boston. In addition to serving more clients, they'd like to provide employment opportunities to neurodiverse individuals. Still to come, stress relief through song.